Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here, Totem Pole Nation Showtime. Coach Bald over here on the south side of Saint Petersburg, Florida, joined in studio today with AKA the Route 10 coach, AKA Coach Troy Taylor, and DJing on your mind, you know. Oh yeah, that's right. Ball head slick. Why is the press all on my dick? Yeah,
Thank
man. What's
God.
going on, Coach? So we're dialed into off-season workouts, huh?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's like
Is
an
it?
old friend you haven't seen in a long time,
Oh man,
and you love it. And
those
it's something
days.
about high school football and summer workouts. Man, it's fun. I mean,
Absolutely.
what a weekend Totem Pole Nation and the Squared Circle Maniacs had. What an alliance that has been formed. Update everybody with where the Squared Circle Maniacs are going with their wrestling podcast.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tune in every Sunday at 4 p.m. and we will be live talking all things wrestling. Had a great first show. We had Motorhead come in, introduce the gang. My man Don Wayne, phenomenal job. Local guy there too, man. I love that. I love that. He's definitely brotherhood with us. I'm sure we bounced into him once or twice and didn't even realize it. And then my man Johnny Bottles, man. What a great combination, man. Those guys, their insight on wrestling and their knowledge on wrestling is just such a huge. It's going to make such a huge impact here with Totem Pole Nation. We know we have a lot of football fans here. We got a lot of MMA fans, wrestling fans. So we're bringing the people what they want. We are men of the people, and just a phenomenal weekend. We got a few new interns. We got Howard and Scott locked in with us, and then Sunday we also hit a huge home run linking up with our main man, Mr. Lucky. Holy cow! What a guy, man. The only guy I know that has a camel toe. What a guy.
Man, I forgot about that. But, I mean, Mr. Lucky, he has a following. I was so surprised that Mr. Lucky, and I'm going to text Ms. Anderson, and I'm going to let her know that I want to meet her tomorrow and pick up the lost tapes. The
Ooh.
lost tapes of the Ulf Boys. What if you could go back 30 years and see yourself? Would you do it? Well, we might have that opportunity. Depends on what has been confiscated by the authorities and what
Yeah,
is
that's
not.
all that's all out of time now, isn't it? What is it?
Yeah, the statute of
Statute
limitations.
of limitations. We will not be charged for anything on any of those videos.
No,
Lord help us.
no.
But
So
yeah, man, had a huge weekend here. We pretty much hosted a work party, a team building party for All Children's Hospital there in Tampa. So we had the who's who of the area over here. It was phenomenal. The weather was really good for us. The food spread was phenomenal, and yeah, we had the kids over here hanging out by the pool. Just doing the family deal, man. It was such a good time. Everybody had a great time. The kids were just loving it. I had the granddaughters over here, Sophia and Aria, and they were just loving every single minute of it. And yeah, it was great. Got to have the Cheeks over here. Sarah Blake Cheek is in the house. Her amazing son came over. Her awesome husband, and man, we just had a great time, man. Those guys are phenomenal. I look forward to our friendship with those guys, without a doubt. And we did. We got to open some of that moonshine, some of that Blake moonshine. Holy cow, it was phenomenal. a big thumbs up for everybody. We're gonna have to get that site where you can go to right away and just buy some of that good stuff and get that link so everybody doesn't have a hard time finding it. But yeah,
I
man,
don't know. I could probably find it.
phenomenal weekend, and we got a humongous weekend coming up. We got the Cyborg fight Saturday, and let me tell you what, the watch party for that, it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to be doing some live video from the watch party.
Yes.
It's not at this hacienda. It's at another one of my other great friends, my man Billy Anderson. What's up, brother? Big shout out, Billy Anderson. He's moving into the neighborhood, but we're having a last little throwdown at his old place. So, and yeah, we're going to have the watch party there. So definitely looking forward to seeing the Cyborg buzzsaw into another one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Cyborg smashing somebody. Now, this guy that he's actually fighting, he actually looks like a fighter. He doesn't look like a guy that he doesn't look like a guy that turns a wrench for a living. I mean, this guy looks like he can throw down. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. This is the essence of competition. The Cyborg, AD Palmore. He wants to make a video calling out UFC, Patty Penway, or whatever your name is, guy with the bad haircut. I don't know why these guys with all this money have bad haircuts.
Mark Davis.
But Coach Bald is highly motivated. I don't know if it was last Thursday or last Friday, people knew that Coach Bald was named the president of Totem Pole Nation. Coach Bald, how does it feel to be the president of Totem Pole Nation?
Well, you know, a leader, he knows the way, he shows the way, and he goes the way. And that's what we're trying to do here. And, you know, I'm trying to bring other amazing leaders. You know, that's why we linked up with Motorhead and the boys. We knew that those guys could bring some amazing content and everything. And, you know, they've been rock stars for a long time. We just want to have a platform where we can showcase them just a little bit more. And, yeah, had a great time. Had the Madness in town. Madness came all the way to the south side of Saint Petersburg. And, you know, before that podcast, we all got on and we all talked and chopped it up and everything. And it's just a brotherhood, man. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, it's just it's a family affair, man. And it's great to have those guys have our back and everything. And to also, you know, to be able to bring in young talent. That's another thing that we are aiming for, you know, getting the interns, getting Howard, you know, here at USF. That is awesome.
I haven't heard from my intern.
Getting Scott there at BCU. Yeah, what up? Maybe he was hanging out with Coach Hutch. You know what I mean? I
don't know. I haven't heard from him in 2 days. Scott, if you're out there, send me a text. He's gone MIA. All right, now hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, linked up with Howard. I believe he's going to try to make the watch party there on Saturday. So should be some good footage there.
I got the intern calling me now. He probably had to work for Uber. All right, or either Uber Eats or something, or I mean, I don't know. He's calling me right now. I'll talk to him in a minute. I mean,
got to earn your stripes. Got to earn your stripes.
The intern. How bad is life that two guys have to intern with the low men on the totem pole? I mean, come on, man. You're a college graduate. Kenny Brooks. You know.
That's our guy, man.
Kenny. And he's a Lee Davis guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's your barbecue guru too, man. We got to get some of that. We got to get some barbecue in those boys after these hard workouts, man. These guys, I command you to grow. Isn't that what CT Fletcher would tell them? I command you to grow.
Well, you know, we got to watch what we say because we may have some guys watching the show that's looking to turn us into the authorities. All right. Now, we stand for what is right here at Totem Pole Nation. And if we find somebody is doing something that we don't agree to be morally or ethically correct, they got to go. Bye. You're fired. See you later. All right. But Coach Bald is the president. We look to him for his leadership. Coach Bald, Miami tied it up. 1-1.
They
Jimmy
did.
Crooks, Jimmy Butler, the Joker. Man, the Joker, he's something, isn't he?
Phenomenal ball player, man. Phenomenal ball player. He's not going to be a guy that's going to outrun anybody. He's not going to be a guy that's going to out jump anybody, but the guy is a baller. The guy's got handles. Holy cow. His passing ability as a big man sets him apart from all the rest, man. Sets him apart from all the rest. But yeah, man, what a series. And like we said, man, I had, I'm pulling for the Florida teams. And man, last night, holy cow, what a shellacking the Vegas squad put on the Florida Panthers last night. And do this for me, Coach. Is there any way can you go to the feed of Totem Pole Nation? There was a hit last night that was phenomenal. A huge hit on, yeah, it was old school Off Boys style hit where Jake Eichel, I believe his name is, for Vegas. He had to be walked off the ice.
Ooh.
And yeah, when you're and I think they won 7-2. So when you're up that big, maybe that guy shouldn't be on the ice, but man, he took a huge shot.
Look at these guys, man.
Those are two of the baddest dudes ever to lace them up. That's Flash Scott Norton
and
Haku, a.k.a.
He's
Tonga.
a bad chicken, man. He's a bad chicken. Here it is.
Yeah, I believe that's the one. You might have to click it or something to get in there. But I'm telling you, it was a thing of beauty, man. It was a thing of beauty. But yeah, those are the game-changing type deals.
Right here?
That's the one. That's the one. But I thought it was a video. It's not showing a video. It's just showing that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Those are type things that change.
Oh man, that's a great flick.
Those are things that change momentum. That's the Florida squad saying, guess what? We're coming to Florida and be ready for a war. They got crushed last night, 7-2. But when you see stuff like that, those guys ain't out of it.
That's a chip bomb.
He looked like he was falling forward, is what he looked like he was doing.
That looked like a referee running over one of the coaches.
That did. That looked like that one ref that ran into the big fella and almost broke his other coach's leg, man. That's what that looked like. That was
chip ba.
Yeah,
there we are.
Yeah. I love that's the type of stuff that we bring here at Totem Pole Nation. We're going to show you that every single time, twice on Sunday. But yeah, man, super excited. I love that, man. I love that. That is one day that's going to be considered old school right there, and we love that old school toughness, tenacity. We were taught by the best. We had coaches that would tell us, look, I don't discriminate. I hate all you guys the same. You know what I mean? And you know what that really meant? It really meant that he loved the heck out of us and that we were his sons,
Man, that makes me want to go run through a brick wall. You cold, Coach. Jeffrey, good to see you this morning, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's a big fan of Totem Pole Nation.
Yeah, he is.
Love him.
Yep. Cheers to you.
So, Coach, break the cycle. What type of cycle are you talking about there with that title?
I just think with the with whatever cycle, whatever vices that you have that are holding you down personally, as a kid growing up, football and my coaches were really the only ones that were kind of, set on discipline, disciplining me and stuff like that. And I mean, my mom was amazing. You know what I mean? But she wasn't one that would, discipline me and stuff like that. And so I had to. Yeah, she's amazing. And she was always working, so she wasn't around, some of the time. So
You know what I want to talk to your mom about? what it was like to work for Walmart when they were the greatest team in the world.
She was one of the originals, man.
Because Walmart no longer is the greatest team in the world, dude. I walk into Walmart, the line is through the back of the store. I put my stuff down and walk out.
Wow.
Man, they were a great team. I remember when they first came to Richmond, Virginia. I know they're originally from Texas. What happened to Walmart? Man, Sam Walton is rolling over in his grave. Chick-fil-A, you do it the best. You have the best process. You have the best system. Will you become like Walmart one day? I avoid Walmart like the plague. Well, Jeffrey, not everybody lives on the right side of the tracks. All right. When I go to Walmart, that's like going to the mall. I shop at Dollar Tree. When I go to Walmart, that's a shopping excursion. Walmart, what happened? Put in the comments, what happened to Walmart? Coach, what's your opinion on that? Your mom worked for Walmart. You know, they used to have benefits. They used to have stock shares. They used to pay for people to go through college. They used to have to wear the little red, white, and blue American colors vest. I mean, you used to get 20% off. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Well,
Talk
that's the
about
thing.
Walmart, Coach.
I mean,
Break the cycle.
I'm not
Break
really
the
gonna
cycle.
dive into it a whole lot, but back in the day, pride, had a whole different meaning. You know what I mean, than what it might mean now. And things change, times change, and I think they're a company that is all about that, dollar bill, y'all. So you tend to lose what's important sometimes. And I think you see that with a lot of big corporations. I used to work for one that was the same way. When I first got there, man, first year at the place, they had these principles. They had a book that you would carry around, just a little tiny booklet that you'd carry around, and it had all of your, kind of the laws of the day or the laws of the week that you kind of went by, and you would look at it. It was cool to look at and know what your basic things were of the day. And throughout the shuffle and over the years, over the times, man, the stuff just changed. You know what I mean? It just changed. It wasn't the same as when I had first gotten on there. So, I'm kind of glad to be a part of it. I mean, glad to not be a part of it anymore, and I'm glad to be doing, our own thing and investing, going all in on what we believe in and our values and everything. And that's helping people, changing people's lives, and help people live the dream, man. Help people live the dream. I mean, I came from Parkley Apartments, where it was the scum of the scum, and look at me now. You know what I mean? Now I got Tom Brady's boat passing by here every other day. You know what I mean? All things are possible.
Amen.
And yeah, the whole break the cycle. It's one of the topics. It just says, if you were judged, choose understanding as if you were rejected. Choose acceptance if you were rejected. If you were shamed, choose compassion. Be the person you needed when you were hurting, not the person who hurt you. You to be better than what broke you, to heal instead of becoming bitter, so you can act from your heart, not from your pain.
That's motivation.
Stuff gets a lot easier when you can do that. It really does. When you challenge yourself and you go through difficult situations and they don't seem so difficult, time slows down and everything gets better. And you can see stuff that is important. You can see people smile, people being polite, people holding doors and stuff like that. That stuff's important. And that was something that, I wasn't super disciplined, but I say it all the time. I walked in the store the other day and I called a guy sir, and he said, "You don't have to call me sir." And I looked around and I said, "Well, I never know. My mom might be hiding somewhere and come drop kick me because I'm not being respectful. And he
That's
was like,
right.
well, I like that. Well, I like that. And I was like, well, yes, sir.
Yeah,
He's like, I
George
got you.
Raveling, who's 80 years old, talks about that. He's over 80 now. The head coach at USC, the guy who coached the 84 Olympic team with Bobby Knight, wrote the first book on rebounding, and you were like Dennis Rodman as a basketball player. Yeah, you were like Dennis Rodman. I had someone tell me that Dennis Rodman was a cancer to the Bulls. Dude, no, he wasn't.
Oh man.
Dude, Michael Jordan picked him. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan said, go get him. I mean, he
He
was
brought
not
the
a cancer. He
shit.
was actually a great teammate. Just because he had fun with Carmen Electra in Las Vegas and was a part of the NWO. I mean, dude, talk about branding. Rodman, you had his shoes. Rodman was branding. I mean, that dude, man, he's the GOAT. What a
He
guy.
was. He was,
What a guy, man. The worm. I mean, I liked him with the Detroit Pistons. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy won no cancer. I mean, he was a great teammate. His teammates loved him. So,
He's one of those guys, man. You run into people like that where you're like, man, we got to get this guy on our squad because we don't want to have him, as an opponent. We don't want to have to go against this guy. And I think that's where we're at with the Squared Circle Maniacs, man.
ooh, I
What a
like him.
crew. The Stone Cold Mafia. I mean, these guys are just their knowledge in the wrestling business is phenomenal. And I'm super excited about what we got going on with those guys. We need to up our MMA game. I think we need to up our MMA game and get on here, on a weekly podcast, just on
Yeah.
because so much is going on, and they got, they have, a lot.
Well, who do you know
Different
that knows
shows.
MMA the best? Who is on
Well,
Twitter that doesn't
well,
have a podcast?
well, I know our one girl Leslie, who we've reached out to, man. She loves it. She posts all the fights. She'll post the cards, and she'll have people, make their predictions on there. She would be phenomenal. She would be phenomenal. So yeah, that's who I kind of reached out to see if maybe she knows somebody that wants to do it if she does it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because those guys, the Squared Circle Maniacs, I mean, as soon as we pressed go live, even when we had our first meeting, those guys were superstars. I mean, it was like they had been doing it their entire lives. But I guess they watched so much wrestling throughout the years. I mean, they almost talk like the commentators. I mean, they talk like experts. They actually, I mean, from what I heard them say, that one of these wrestling organizations took a couple guys from a podcast and made them bookies, made them be the guys that wrote the storylines. I think these guys could do it. They
Oh
could
man.
write the storylines, dude.
Without a doubt, we heard Don talking, and yeah, like they've got one big storyline, kind of going on in WWE, and they got so many other individuals where they could work same type gimmicks, you know what I mean? But for some reason, I don't know if it's because they're selling or what. Those guys have a lot more insight on it. So yeah, I'm just going to refer to them, and that's the best part too. Like I just physically do not have enough time to watch everything, but these guys roll deep, and we're going to have all angles covered. I won't have to watch everything. I'll just watch our show. I'll watch the Squared Circle Maniacs on
Yeah.
Totem Pole, and I'm dialed in. I
Yeah.
love that part of it.
Yes.
That to me.
I gotta reach back out to the guys that I met that came on the podcast before the firm. But I don't really want to get into sports betting. But they're kind of like a sports betting guys because I don't want to be associated with that because I don't bet on sports.
Right.
All right. I have addictive personality. I'm a coach. We do not bet on sports. All right. First of all, we like to win, and Vegas always wins.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I mean, Coach Ball, have you ever seen that episode they did about that kid they bought. And the dude went and brought it was like $300K and put it down on a game, like in cash. Like, man, this is and this was back in the day. Now betting is legal.
Wow.
So if you want to bet on sports, go ahead, but don't expect to win. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as small casinos.
Yeah, amen, man. That's a terrible addiction. That is a very, very terrible addiction. And like you said, Vegas always ends up winning that battle, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to go see a sad place, go to Atlantic City and go into those casinos and around those casinos and look at some of those people. Man,
Yep.
that's sad. But that's who we associate ourselves with. We are a friend to the downtrodden. All right. We have more in common with those people walking the streets than the barstool guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's just who we like. We're the low man on the totem pole.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what have you got planned today, Coach?
Yeah, I've got some plumbing issues that's got to be taken care of here at the house. So that's definitely top and center. And yeah, man, just get coordinated, get ready for this whole thing, and try to enjoy a little bit of it as well. Got a list I got to go knock out, do a few things, run some errands and all that. But yeah, man, I'm just excited for this weekend, man. I wish I could just fast forward. I couldn't imagine how the cyborg must feel just being a few days out, from this big fight. And yeah, it is a big individual that he's fighting. So I'm looking forward to seeing him mow this guy down. And with a guy like him, man, he is driven by some serious demons. He's just seen so many things at an early age in his life that people that are in prison will never be able to get over. You know what I mean? Like he's had more trauma in his life than probably most people in the penitentiary. And to see him be able to channel all of that into a positive way, it's super inspiring. And but when you're in the fight, man, you need to be talked every single day. And you need to be known that it needs to be known that you are loved. You know what I mean? And you are doing this for all the right reasons. And this is your path. This is your path, because you can't do it outside of that cage. You do that outside of the cage, and we will be a murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going to be yellow tape season.
Yeah,
for real.
We're definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I know it's a busy day. I know you got to run, so I'll give a big shout out to our sponsors, Cultivate Wellness. Check out the website. Go in the store. They are there for you guys. They have some amazing products. Anything you need, you can tell them where you're hurting at, and they will take care of you. And big shout out to Saint Pete Rejuvenate. We are changing people's lives as well. We're doing the weight loss, which is helping a lot of people. Ketamine infusions, it's just been such a game changer. I'm loving that. We have our girl, amazing Wendy, who she will hook you up with the best facials. We can do the Botox, the Brotox, the fillers, man, you name it. But besides that, Totem Pole Nation, huge shout out to you guys. We're getting bigger, faster, stronger every single day. Big shout out to Mr. Lucky, the Madness, Coach Hutch. Anybody else? Anything you want to add to it, Coach?
We love you. We are you. And just have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
All right, guys, to the next episode.